Hi guys, welcome back to the garage. I have another deck walkthrough for you guys. I got this deck only about a week or so ago, and it is the Sawyer's Path Tarot. Gorgeous cards. Of course, I opened the package, but I haven't opened the cards or anything. So, yeah, so this is by Jamie and Gail Sawyer. I think they're sisters. They do have an Etsy shop for the deck and other things, so I will link that in the description below. I really wanted to do this today because I just found out from a post from Jamie on Facebook that they are almost out of the first edition of this deck, and they don't know, she doesn't know when they're going to print the second edition. So I thought it was important to get this out here because I think she's got like maybe 10 or 12 decks left. So if you guys want it, better get it. So yeah, this is an indie deck, and the book is pretty straightforward. It gives you a miniature of the card and then the information. Yes, it gives you the upright and reversed, and then kind of like a one sentence or little phrase to remember the essence, I guess, of the Fool. Really? The helicopters have to circle tonight. So I tell you, you live in the city, lots of things go on. I have mentioned that I lived across the street from a middle school. So if I do this during the day, or last night I did one and it was graduation night and the street was just piled with people. We have the largest Navy base in the world here in San Diego, and I had F-14 jets flying overhead last night. I live about 2 miles from the Mexico border, so we have Border Patrol helicopters overhead. Not to mention the fact there is a very small base that actually does helicopter training. They go there for their qualifications, their touch and goes and nighttime ops, and so the madness never ends. And as some of you noticed in my 100 questions video, yes, we also have the fire department not too far away with the ambulance, so we hear that too. So the city is definitely a hustle bustle place. Anyway, that was a side trip onto the deck. So this is a beautiful book. It's very straightforward. It's about 99 pages. She's got like 7 or 8 different kinds of tarot spreads in the back here, and a couple of pages for notes. So it's beautiful, and the minor arcana are done the exact same way as the majors. You get a small picture, you get a small little thing about the card, and then the upright and the reversed meanings. So there you go. So that is the book. The cards come in a tuck box like this, and mine got a little squished on the trip, but that's okay. I first saw this deck on, I'm pretty sure, Cassia's channel, Tarot Map Cassia. And I absolutely fell in love with the imagery because the deck is very vibrant, bright, beautiful colors. So here we go. So here's the back of the deck, which I think is beautiful with all the jewel tones and everything. And here we go. It's gorgeous deck. Oh, and the cardstock. Cardstock is beautiful, people. Beautiful. It is not too thick, not too thin. It's one of those decks that riffle shuffles like a dream. Riffle shuffles like a dream. So, yeah. So here we go. So here's the Fool. And the Magician. And you can see what I mean about the vibrant colors. And I just love her artwork. I don't know what it is about it that it's not cartoonish. or comic bookish. I don't know. I love this style of artwork. Um, I just think it's beautiful. Obviously, there are no titles on the major arcana, and the numbers are placed in various places where she could fit them on some of the cards. I love that strength card. Isn't that a beautiful strength card? And this is one of my favorite hermit cards, I have to say. I love that. Although he looks like an old fisherman. Doesn't he look like, you know, an old fisherman that should be out on a boat somewhere? The Wheel of Fortune. Isn't that gorgeous? That is just gorgeous. So, Hanged Man. Looks like a, almost looks like somebody that's, you know, does the silks like Pink does with the silk, because you can see it's wrapped around his backside here. So, yeah. I just noticed that. Death. I love this. Beautiful. Look at this devil card. Is that not cool? That is so cool to me. With the horns and the upside down and the fly. Man, that's awesome. And then look, the symbols for man and woman. I love it, love it, love it. Tower. I just absolutely fell in love with this deck when Cassia was going through it. I just couldn't get enough of it. Look at that moon card. Look at the moon. Look at the moon. The skeleton in the moon. Isn't that amazing? And look where the dog and the wolf are. They are actually in the stone. Oh, brilliant. Just brilliant. Okay, we do have still a creepy baby. But the creepy baby is at least somewhat cool because she gave him a mohawk. So I'm okay with that. And he's riding a unicorn. So I guess it's a little bit better. Judgment. And then, of course, oh, I got a bug on my nose. The World. Okay, so that was the major arcana. Now we're going into, this is Wands. So, the Ace of Wands. And these are not labeled. The minor arcana are not labeled at all. So you better know how to count. Sometimes that does throw me off. I have to admit. But of course, I think the more I work with the deck, you know, I'll be able to look at the card and immediately recognize, oh yeah, that's the Five of Wands. So, I'm hoping. But, and he's smiling in this. He's smiling, defending himself. Interesting. 8. Pretty straightforward. 9. I love that 9. She's like, yep, I know what I want. Yep. So, the Page. The Knight. The Queen. And then the King. So, I kind of like the close-up faces. I prefer that, I think, rather than seeing a whole body. I love the close-ups. So, moving on to Pentacles. This is the Ace. 2. I loved this 5 of Pentacles. Look how sweet that card is. I love that card. It's like you're not alone. You really are not alone. Love it. I love this deck. I just love this deck. Diligently working away. The 9. It's like, oh, how nice, how lovely is this? And then, of course, the 10. Now, we still have the dog, but there isn't anything I can see where there's any kind of future depiction. So, I don't know. I may have to read the book on this. But, I mean, it looks like a very happy family, you know. So, we have the page. And then the knight. That's the neighbor dog. The queen. And then lastly, the king. Okay, so that was Pentacles. Now we're moving on to swords. So here's the Ace of Swords. And I love these because they're in like these diamond windows. The 2. I love this 3 of Swords. I really kind of like it. You know, you can see the clouds up above and the storm. It's almost like it's very ethereal, you know, swords, mind. And so it seems like it's all taking place up here, but you get to look through the window to see what's happening. I love that. I love that concept, you know. It's like, look, he stepped out of the picture like, ha ha, I won. But he's looking back now thinking, did I really? So, I love this. I love these. Absolutely love these. And the colors, I mean, I know they look vibrant on screen, but they are so much more in person. So much more in person. This is a terrific, terrific deck. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So here's the page. And the knight. The lovely queen. Thorn in the rose, perhaps. And the king, the man who is all mind. So now we're on to our last suit, and this is the cups. So here's the ace and the 2, 3. All the cups have something different on them. Wait, I gotta look back at this. Okay, so this one has the dove, but it's also got a lotus. This one has the 2 snakes. I think that's the caduceus sign, and then a lion with wings. I'm gonna have to look at that. This one looks like it has a couple of flowers and then a lotus. And then this one, the lotus seems to be the theme overall. So that is the water aspect. But then now you also have the seashells. Okay. So, yes, we have more seashells and lotuses. Perfect. Look at all the choices. Choose yourself. Okay, I have to admit that sun is just a little creepy. Just a little creepy, but everything else is good. I love this. The mermaid. How beautiful is that? And now we have the Ten of Cups, where everything is just wonderful. We have the Page in the fishy. The Knight. The Queen Mermaid. I love that. And then lastly, we have the King of Cups. How fabulous is that? All right, guys. So there you have it. The walkthrough of the Sawyer's Path Tarot deck. I hope you guys will go and get yourself a copy, because this deck is just, it's fantastic. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this with all of my other decks. I got to work a little bit on my, I have a little problem sometimes with my corner shuffles. They don't always go the way I want them to. The deck is, I have to say, it's pretty stiff when it first comes. This is pretty stiff. So you're going to have to work it to corner shuffle. Riffle shuffle, I'm sure, will be just fine end to end. But you can see I have kind of small hands, and even with a normal size tarot deck, it is difficult for me to full-length riffle shuffle. So I've gone to shuffling like this, or I will corner shuffle like I see Ethany do all the time. That's who I learned it from, is watching Ethany corner shuffle. So let's see. I'm going to just, let me see if I can do one more corner shuffle, and then I'm just going to grab a card and see what we got here, right? I am riffle shuffling terribly. All right, let's see. Let's see here. What's our card? The King of Swords. The King of Swords. Don't stay stuck in your mind all the time. Get out and actually live, you know. Feel it from your heart. Move forward from there. Too much time up here does not make for good times. So the King says, yeah, you need to get out of your mind and not be so stalwart and, you know, in control, and, you know, not show anything that's going on. So that's what I say to the King of Swords. And so it be. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Much love.